Hello everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening and watching right now in the podcast. Today is Thursday, January 22nd already, 2026. I cannot believe it. It's just flying by. Speaking about the day, I'm going to do parentheses here because I had a dream, and in my dream I was actually speaking. I don't know who it was, but I was commenting on how the days are going so fast and the year is just gonna fly by like 2025 did, right? It's so crazy. But I want to thank everybody who's watching and listening excuse me, in the podcast and watching on YouTube. Thank you so much everybody. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. There's a lot going on right now. Everybody basically who lives in the US is basically currently getting ready for a very big winter, a snowstorm or winter storm that's coming, because some people are getting ice, and some people are getting just freezing rain, I think, too. So it's just crazy everything that's happening overseas and all of that. But normally I will come here and tell you guys about either some breaking news or things that are happening, events that are taking place before the second coming of the Lord. But I'm going to speak about something that I learned, and it's because this week, in case you didn't know, the co-creator of the GPS system, right, the global positioning system, which helps all of us when we're traveling, right? Everybody has it in their car, in their phone, to let us know, the right direction to go to. A lot of the times, but it's been so helpful since it came out. It was a female who just passed this week, okay? And I'm gonna tell you guys about this because it's crazy to learn about her when she died, right? But her work and what she created can never go unnoticed. I mean, that's like such a breakthrough in technology, in history of humans, right? To create the GPS system that helps so many people. And being an entrepreneur, when I heard about her story, it's just so inspiring, right? It's crazy to learn about it, like I said, now that she has passed. But it's always good to know history and to know what other people have created and to know kind of like how they started. And looking at her and her story is so inspiring. Like I said, her name was Dr. Gladys West. Okay, she was a mathematician whose groundbreaking work made the GPS possible, and she died at the age of 95 this week. Again, her name is Dr. Gladys West, a mathematician, and it's just wow, like, to see photos of her, she looks so like so like a regular person, like a lady that you see sitting at church, right? And the reason that I mentioned that, right, because a lot of the times, especially there's a lot of people now looking for jobs, people are based skilled these days and who they should hire based on what they look like, right? Because they don't care if you have all the degrees. A lot of the times it's just about people say, I like her personality, or I like her, how fast they can be. A lot of they say the young people too, just because they have, they move fast and things like that. A lot of the times they, I'm not bashing anybody, right? But what I notice is like they say a lot of things and they don't really know how to do a lot, right? Because in society lately, I don't know what's going on, everything's about connections and saying the right things instead of proving like, hey, I can actually do this, right? But a lot of people disqualify you just because what you look like, right? And it's so crazy. But this lady, Dr. Gladys West, was the one who helped create the GPS system. And like I said, looking at some photos of hers, it looks like she could be just like a regular person, right? But a mathematician, a doctor, amazing talent, right? Can never be forgotten. What she gave to humanity, right? What she gave to humanity is so amazing, groundbreaking. It's like I always wonder about whoever created the telephone. Like, I'm not talking about even cell phones, right? Because we can answer that very quickly, who created a cell phone. But telephones, right? I remember back in the days, it was like a machine, and you know, they used to connect calls, right? They used to have this factory or something, and they used to like connect the calls like that, and I thought that was always so amazing, right? And learning about things like that, even whoever created satellite, all of that stuff, right? And who thought about it first, and how did that came to be. I am always so fascinating to learn. I'm sure you are too, to learn about how things came to be that are so helpful these days, right? It's like learning about, you know, vaccine that helps people that have food allergies or something like this, right? So let me continue to read about Dr. Gladys West, right? Like I said, she passed on January the 20th this year, 2026, just a couple days ago. And she was her groundbreaking work made the GPS possible, the global positioning system, in case you didn't know what is the GPS stands for. Born on born in Virginia during the Great Depression, West overcame segregation to become a groundbreaking scientist. At the Naval Surface Warfare Center, she spent years calculating precise models on Earth's shape. Her mathematical work became the backbone of the global positioning system we all use today. This woman has so much knowledge and was just a beautiful person, said Marvin Judson, Gladys' biographer, in an interview they did in 2022. So I'm sure, hopefully they'll do I don't know if they have, like I said, I just learned about her, but if they do like a documentary about her, it would be so great to, to give her all the credit that she deserves, right? Because work like that can, that's just, it's history making. Let me see if I can get more information. So she was born October 27, 1930, and she graduated in her first high school class. She graduated first in her high school class and earned a scholarship to Virginia State University. She graduated in the school from that school in 1952 with a bachelor's degree in math. Wow. And earned a graduate degree 3 years later. In 1956, she began working as a programmer and mathematician at the Naval Surface Warfare Center, the second black woman hired at the base and fourth overall. Wow, that's amazing. While at the base, she met fellow mathematician Ida West, and they were married in 1957. During the early 1960s, Gladys West participated in an astronomical study that proved the regularity of Pluto motion relative to Neptune. She's a genius. That's amazing. This is how it came to be, I believe, when the desire to create this program to help people, navigate directions. Let me continue to read. During the early 1960s, Gladys West participated in an astronomical study that proved the regularity of Pluto's motion. At the Naval Surface Warfare Center, she spent years calculating precise models of Earth's shape. Her efforts were held as the backbone of the GPS program that we use today. This woman has so much talent and was a beautiful person. Some people say West worked at Dahlgren for 42 years and retired in 1998. 2 years later, she completed a doctorate in public administration at Virginia Tech. Despite her work in developing the GPS system, West once told the Atlanta Black Star said that she still preferred to use traditional paper maps when she drove. So that's something interesting right there. That's very interesting, right? That even though she, it has, you see that on creators. It's so crazy. You see it, I can tell you about fashion designer people, just being in the industry. They would never, they don't wear their brand. who was it, Steve Jobs, who said that his children didn't have phones or something or somebody, or I don't know if it was somebody in the tech industry said something about that their kids don't have either Facebook or phones or something like that, but yet that's what they create to sell to everybody, right? And I find this interesting about her, that even though she helped create the GPS system, she preferred the maps, right? That we used back in the day, like MapQuest. We used to print directions on MapQuest, excuse me, or we can just use the regular maps, right? But I think because she probably said that because this is somebody who spent years and years studying those maps, right? This is here to develop this system, so she knew how to read it like that, right? And she knew how to. She got so used to it, probably having a GPS maybe for her would have made it more confusing, and she was older too. So it's just interesting to see that. Let me see what else I can tell you about her. I think that Dr. West is another one of those hidden figures in our military that played a critical role in the advancements that not only affect our ability to fire missiles accurately but enable everyday life when you pick up your phone and you're trying to find something. That's what I'm saying. This is amazing that she studied all of this just to come up with the the GPS system. GPS, I mean, it helps so much on our everyday life. Like we cannot even like tracking a package, right? Tracking a package, finding directions, checking out traffic in like different cities and things like that. Amazing. Also in 2021, it says here, West began the National Museum of Surface Navy Freedom of the Seas Exploration and Innovation award. She was given an award in 2021. And what else? In 2021, she was tapped for the Webby Lifetime Achievement Award and was awarded the Prince Philip Medal by the United Kingdom's Royal Academy of Engineers. Amazing. She also received honors during her lifetime, and she was inducted into the Air Force Space and Missile Pioneers Hall of Fame in 2018. So, such a fascinating story. I mean, we can learn so much from her. Like, I want to know more. Like, I want to know more about her life. Like, did she had a family? How many kids and things like that? I'm gonna show you her picture, and maybe I'll put it once I do the editing. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, she looks so like a. I mean, I know this was probably after she was already retired, but it's you might be walking around, but we all are, right? Walking around geniuses. She looks so regular, and she developed something so great. That's amazing to me. I think that's how God works. He uses ordinary people, and that's why you can never go on what people look like, right? You can never go on what people look like, because God can use anybody. It's so amazing to learn about her. Sadly that she passed, but her work, as we always use it every day, right? It's a great thing to know. Let me know, guys, what you think about this. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming to the channel. Thank you to everybody who's listening and watching the podcast. Have a good day. God bless.